So in typical Rocio fashion, I forgot to make an intro to this video. I just woke up. I am so sorry. I haven't even combed my hair or brushed my teeth, but that's like another story, you know what I'm saying? So today's video is how I take my photos during golden hour. I'll also explain what is golden hour. And I also show you guys how I edit my photos. I'll make sure to put all the information in the link down below so that you guys can see. So yeah, let's just get into this video. Okay, now I know you guys are gonna ask me, because some people have already asked me, what is golden hour? For me, golden hour is typically when the sun's about to set, and when you take your pictures, it gives you like this really nice glow. Like, I don't even have to use Facetune to smooth out my skin. I feel like kind of like the sun does that for me, even though you can still see my texture, so I really like it. And for me, I live in California, so golden hour is in between like 5:30ish to like, I don't know, 7 or even later than that. But I like to make sure I take my pictures at around like 6 to 6:30ish, because that's like the best time. I hope you guys are not seeing anybody's underwear because they are hanging back here. But that's like the best hour for me. And again, golden hour just kind of gives you like that really nice glow, and I just really like it. Alright, you guys, I am in my backyard. I'm so sorry, the paletero is passing by and he is so loud. So I am in my backyard, and if you guys can see, the sun is literally right there. I'm sorry, I don't mean to blind you guys, but usually I stand right here, so the sun's right there and I'm right there. I always come to my backyard to get the best like golden hour photos, and I'm gonna show you guys how I take them. My backyard is so messy due to my dad, okay? He brings all his junk home, so I apologize. But again, I stand right there. The sun is facing me always. Alright guys, so I like to use the Instagram stories camera. It's one of my favorites. I always tell people to use it because I think it's really good. So if you guys can see here, I look very washed out. You do not want that. So what you want to do is you want to click onto your screen to adjust the lighting, so then you can start taking your pictures. Now the one thing about golden hour is that you're outside, you're taking your pictures outside. I have a lot of hair, so my hair goes everywhere, so it does kind of get annoying. And so you want to find like the position that you want, obviously the poses that you want. I did not use this picture. I don't really like it, but I typically just save them to my camera roll. Now sometimes I'll take a really good picture and I'll accidentally delete it. It's very annoying. And another reason why I really like golden hour, if you guys can see, like it makes my highlight pop without having to go into Facetune and do it. Also, if you have a colorful highlight, it really, like, you can tell what color it is, if you guys know what I mean. So now another really great camera that I like to take pictures in is actually Snapchat. And Snapchat, like the camera on it kind of reminds me of the one from Instagram stories, and I really like it. I feel I don't take pictures on my camera like the iPhone camera, because I just do not like it. So that's why I like taking them on either Snapchat or Instagram stories. Another thing that you guys asked is, how do you not go blind? I have a trick where you close your eyes, and then when you're about to take the picture, you open them. That way it saves you from like crying, and you know what I'm saying. So here's a video of how golden hour makes you look, and I just really love this. Also, this is really great to photograph body shimmer, because during golden hour it just shows up a lot, and then like you can see the shimmer in like the shimmer body oil. But it looks absolutely stunning. Also, when I am taking my eye close-ups, I have every single light on. So I have the 2 lights on the back, and then my 2 soft boxes and a ring light, and that's my setup. Also, I have a whole entire video of my setup if you guys want to watch that. But yeah. Okay, you guys, so I'm in my beauty room, and I'm gonna show you guys how I take my eye close-ups. So I always use my iPhone 5. This is the iPhone 5, yeah. So I open Instagram, and I go to my Instagram stories again, and there you see me, you can see me. I will flip my camera So I'm using the back camera now, and then I flip my phone like this, and typically I will zoom in just a little bit to my eyes like that. And then, as always, I like to put my hand on my forehead. This is because I have a lot of scars on my forehead, and yes, I'm still pretty insecure about them, so you know, don't give me shit about it, please. But I like to put my hand like this, and then I'll lower the camera just before my nostrils right here, so that way you can see my highlight, and I will just take them. Boom. And I'll save it to my camera roll, and I'll keep taking them until there's one that I really like. I also like to make sure that you can see a little bit of the white background that I have right here, because I go into Photoshop and I'll make it even wider so like my shadow can pop more. You guys will see. So I just continue to take some until I like them. And I think I found the one that I really like, so I'm just gonna save them. Usually it's very quick for me to take pictures and find the ones that I like, because I already know my angles and all those things. All right, and now we're gonna go to the editing process. All right, you guys are about to see the most laziest editing steps ever. Now, I use Adobe Photoshop CC. You don't have to use that, and I never do any layers. That's how lazy I am. So the first thing that I do is image. I go to image, and then I go to adjustments and vibrancy. Now, what vibrancy does is it just like intensifies any colors in your photo. So I really want to intensify my shadow, but it could get very crazy. You guys see that? If you take it all the way to 100, it gets very crazy. You want to do the bare minimum with this, so I always leave it at 30. Sometimes I even bring it down lower than that. I'll do like 15 or 25, because my shadow, I feel like I'm pretty good at my shadow. I know how to make my shadow very intense without like editing apps, and there's nothing wrong with it, because I'm gonna show you another way on Facetune as well, but I do the bare minimum. Okay, and then I go to the dodge tool, which is this little tool on your left, and I like to click that one, and I will use midtones, if you guys can see at the top left, and the percentage is at 100. I always keep it at 100, and I like to intensify my inner corner. When I have white shadow in there, it looks so beautiful, but I only do it one time. You do not need to keep clicking it, because it gets crazy. Then I take highlights, and this you can get very out of hand with it. It just looks like too much. You do not want to leave it at 100 ever. So I literally put it at 8%, sometimes 10, and I just like intensify that highlight. Now it doesn't look like it made much of a difference, but I could see it, and that's what you want to do when you are editing photos. Is you don't really like want to add so much. You just want to like amplify it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Now you can take the healing tool and remove any blemishes that you have, but I'm actually very happy with my skin. I think it looks really nice. I don't mind my texture or my pimples or anything like that, but it's really up to you. I feel like with editing, as long as you're not adding like you're not making your shadow on Photoshop, I don't think that there's anything wrong to adjust your photos how you like. Everybody does it, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. So now I'm going to save this photo, and I'm going to move on to my eye pictures. Now I like to do the same thing with my eye pictures that I did with my face pictures. Now I used to take out my acne scars. I don't do it. Sometimes I'll do it because again, I'm still very insecure about that. But again, I go to images, adjustments, vibrancy. I leave it at 30. It wasn't much of a difference anyways, but it does help your shadows. I can see it. As you know, sometimes your camera will kind of wash out the colors, so I like to bring them back to life. And then again, I take the midtones tool and I enhance the inner corner. And then I go to highlights, bring it down to 8% again, and I intensify my highlight. And you guys already can see it intensifies it. It's already intense, but I just like to, add a little bit of you know what I'm saying? I don't know what that was. And then the next thing I like to do is I will make the white background even whiter. And I don't really know why I like to do this, but I find that the more that it looks really, really white, the more that like my shadows and my face are very like prominent. Is that the word? I don't know if that's the word. I don't know. It just looks like it makes everything more intense. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like to make it very, very white. I leave it at the midtones. I use the dodge tool, the midtones option, and I leave it at 100%. And that's pretty much all I do with my eye close-ups. And then that's it. I save them onto my desktop and I email them to myself. And then I'm going to show you guys what I do on Facetune with both of my pictures. If this would hurry up. Thank you. Moving on. Yes. Okay. Now we're on Facetune. Now with Facetune, I like to do the bare minimum again. I'm balding, okay? And you know what? I know some of you guys be hiding your hairlines when you guys wear wigs. Wigs. Yes, sorry. I can't talk. So I like to hide my where I'm balding, because I'm balding, you know what I'm saying? And golden hour really shows that. So I take the tones tool and I go to the black shadow, and I just tap over that area. Not a lot. I'll even go back and delete some so it doesn't look like that unnatural, but that's all I do. I don't do too much. Now I will intensify the orange shadow, because if you guys can see, there's a shadow that is created by my lashes. And you guys can see there's not much of a difference. I don't like to add a shit ton of from the tones tool, because you can go, there's some people that go crazy, okay? I'm not judging. I'm not, bitch, you know what I'm saying. So then I don't use it actually, but you can take the smoothing tool if you want to smooth your face. I don't really care about that anyways. So then the last thing that I do to my photos is I like to defocus the background, because oh my god, the roof is really ugly. So I just make sure that I, blur that area out. I use both of them. I'll use the defocus tool and the blur tool, and then I'll make sure to erase, because sometimes I go over my hair on accident, so I'll just like erase it around my hair. And that's pretty much it. I don't do anything else to my pictures. I leave it alone. There's not much. I like the way I edit my photos, because it's not like, I don't take 2 hours to do this. It's literally the laziest editing you guys will ever see. You know what I'm saying? And now I go to my iPhotos. And with my iPhotos, the one thing I really do like to do is smooth over my nose area, because my nose area is kind of bumpy. So I will smooth it over, not that much. Sometimes I'll go, if I'm tapping too much, I'll go in there and I'll delete some of the smoothness. But that's what I like to do. And I like to take, again, the tones tool, and I will tap over the inner portion of my eye, because the shadow goes into the bridge of my nose, and I don't like that. So I'll just tap over it with the color of my skin tone. And then I take the black shadow, and I kind of just intensify my lash line so that you won't see the lash band of my what is that called, of my lashes. And that's all I'll do for that too. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, okay. And then I go over the neon shadow with a little bit more orange. That's pretty much all I do, and I actually like it. And you can see again that there's not much of a difference that I do to my photos. And I like the way I edit them. So I hope you learned something from this video. Now here's a little before and after. You guys can see there's not much of a difference. Again, I mean, just changing little things here and there. For me, I can see the difference. So again, it's however you want to edit your photos to your liking. Okay, you guys, so again, I didn't film an intro or an outro, but I hope that you guys learned some tips. I know mine, my whole editing process is kind of lazy, but I like it. So you just have to find your way around what you like and how you want to take your photos and how you want to edit them. It's very much up to you. So again, I really hope that you guys learned something from this video. Also, I bought Photoshop because my boyfriend actually gets a discount. Now I know that there's an app on on your phone that like a Photoshop app that you can get where you can hire the vibrancy on there. And I believe it's for free. So if you don't have like the funds to buy Photoshop, you can just download the app. And yeah, I hope that this helped you, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye guys.